What we are looking at is a classic textbook that'll be talked about for many years. Tornado outbreak, major tornado outbreak.
A tornado emergency is now in effect in Birmingham, Alabama, and we want you to take cover immediately, especially on the north side.
Strong to violent tornadoes, unfortunately, and the situation is still unfolding at this particular hour.
I remember pointing to a house, pointing to a place where a house used to be, and about 2 feet high was the remainder of some rubble of a foundation. And one of the firefighters was telling me that was where the entire family was huddled up. And I'm asking him where, because there's nothing there.
So I called my mom and I told her where we were, in case we didn't make it through. Because that had happened to some coworkers, family members, and they were killed in their basement. But they did exactly what they were supposed to do.
Unless you were there was no way to really describe it.
I left, walked from my front porch to my bedroom, it was in our house. And I could hear it in the house. So I stepped in the bathroom where my mom was and told her, come on, let's go in the basement. By the time I got to reach for the basement door, it knocked me down. And as I laid back, that's when I looked up and saw the house go. And when I got up, to look around, everything was gone.
There was nothing there in some places. The devastation was such that you couldn't identify literally where you were in the world. It was worse than anything I've ever seen.
In the initial phase of the devastation, we had many people who were feeling despair. Many who talked in terms of not coming back, not remaining in the community. They lost everything, and in that despair, they had a sense of, well, I don't want to be a part of this anymore.
The vacant lots and people leaving is disheartening.
Heartbreaking. All you can think is just, how can we help these people? Because they lost everything.
Because anytime something is broken, everybody has an opinion of how to fix it. But the one thing you can agree on in the midst of agreeing to disagree is that it must be fixed.
And out of that came a sense of determination that we were going to come through this. We were going to make sure that people would receive as much help as we could possibly provide. And it gave me a firm conviction that we could do better.
The mayor's priority was first, help the people, clean up the area, and come up with a plan to recovery of that community, to bring it back better and stronger than before. He was aware that I was part of the UDAT in East Nashville.
Through those conversations, they talked about UDAT.
The UDAT is the Regional Urban Design Assistance Team program. It was started in 1967 by a group of architects who sort of saw a gap in what was happening in downtowns and communities across the country. The mission is really to help people across the country and communities become more livable and pleasant places to be. It really is a very genuine desire to make sure that everyone has a great place to live.
So they asked me to assemble a team of national experts to come to Birmingham to assess the situation.
We're here to bring our expertise to bear together with the community to look at the future of the greater Pratt community.
We take the team on a tour of the community, we get them involved in stakeholder meetings with folks who have specialized knowledge, and then we have a big public meeting as well so that we have a chance for the entire community to come together and tell us what they love about their community, what they would like to their community to become.
This night is about you, and this night is about what you will tell these folks who are behind you. Just say it all. Whatever it is, just say it all.
The good process, is a process that starts using the two most important organs of your body, your ears, right? You come in, you listen to people, you listen to what they have to say.
I want them to leave this meeting, along with myself, feeling like, okay, some things are being accomplished. People are listening to us. My voice is being heard.
I'm here tonight because it's an opportunity to shape our community, or to have a voice in shaping our community.
Now this is what we need to try to inspire the people that's gone, so they can get some kind of inspiration to know that we're going to rebuild this. It's going to be all new again.
The next reaction that one tends to have is, it's going to take a hell of an effort to put this thing back. And then I think you begin to say, well, okay, now how can we put it back, but not the way it was, but better?
The UDAT process itself is extremely rigorous. We basically lock team members in a small room for days upon days and force them to work for all hours.
It's called a design charrette. And what it basically does is get a group of knowledgeable and skilled people into a situation for a concentrated period of design work.
Time is always a challenge. We're here for just 4 days, and so we have to pack a lot into a very short period of time.
But I think one of the things that's valuable about the constrained time frame is it forces you to not get caught up in details.
We've got a lot of work to do. We need to make sure that the drawings that we're doing express the ideas. We could draw for weeks and not get all the ideas we have.
So I was assigned to take a look at issues of the landscape and of ecology. Some of the issues that the folks in Pratt City articulated as being concerns were issues with the floodplain and with Village Creek.
We've been trying to, at least I've been trying to then take the ideas from a mobility transportation standpoint and see what kinds of improvements we could make that would respond to some of the issues they have about walkability, transit access.
One of the things that we're trying to accomplish is really think about how to create connectivity between the incredibly strong assets that we've found in these neighborhoods. The kind of drawing that we think creates the potential for dialogue, creates the potential for input.
So we have the final presentation on Monday, tomorrow evening, which is coming up quick.
Well, in less than 24 hours, we'll be presenting the community's ideas. We recognize that we need to tune the presentation and answer a couple of key questions. And as usual, we need to distill our presentation into the key messages.
Well, I feel stressed out, but they say that we're ahead of schedule. So when they say that, it makes me take a deep breath.
As mayor, I could not do this by myself. In fact, I know nothing about planning and designing and all of that other stuff. I have to rely on other people each and every day to make sure that this city gets the help and support that it needs. All of those individuals stepped up to bring us to this point, that we're able to now make a presentation as to what we feel this roadmap for this community should look like.
There's no doubt that the importance of this plan to create a resilient community and a safe community cannot be underestimated. So that's the number one job I've got, is to deliver the promise, to deliver something that helps capture the dreams and desires and wishes of that community for their future.
So this is a very tangible way of people saying design is important, community building is important. It's so important that I'm willing to make a very large sacrifice to make sure that it happens. And that's what they do.
The UDAT team was amazing, awesome, and it impressed me that they could do this in such a short time.
It was a great feeling to know how hard we worked and that it really paid off.
Well, I'm hoping that in 10 years I'll come back here and I'll see a community that's thriving, that is not losing population but gaining population, and that it's sustainable, that it's healthy, that it's beautiful.
Now what never could have been in terms of transforming the community into a new century, now we get to have that opportunity and really have a planned community. So was it terrible? Yeah, it was terrible. Is it still bad? Yeah, it's still bad. But is there hope? And is there planned hope? Yep.